So, hello, and welcome to my review of a game I just finished a few hours ago, and that game is, ta-da, Princess Debut for Nintendo DS. And this, I believe, qualifies as my first Otome game. So, being as such, I was a little unsure of what to expect. But, I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised by this game. And, let me begin to tell you why. So, first of all, the story and characters, where I usually start with my reviews. I'll get into kind of the premise of the story in this game. And basically what it is you play as this young girl who gets magically transported to a magical kingdom, and you basically you kind of just get roped into playing the role of a princess in this kingdom, and basically you spend your time in the game wooing several different princes and working towards the ultimate aim of getting a prince to be your dance partner and dancing with him at this big ball that's happening 1 month from the time you arrive in this kingdom. So it's over a time span of 1 month that this game takes place, 30 days, and this is a very rhythmic game, I'll say that. You spend a lot of time dancing, and you use the DS's touchscreen to do it, and you'll use the stylus to basically perform dance steps. And I'll just describe the dancing right away initially, since that's what you'll spend most of your time doing in this game. There are two types of dances in this game, categories I should say. One is standard, one is Latin, and there are 5 different dances you can unlock and perform in each of those categories, ranging in difficulty from easy to hard. And this being what makes up most of the gameplay, I will say right off the bat that it was pretty fun and challenging, but not too hard to get into. Like, there was a good learning curve of things starting approachable and manageable, but getting more difficult and hard as you advance. And like, basically there'll be this little moving like sphere ball that moves across your screen in all these crazy patterns, the touchscreen, and you basically just have to touch the stylus down at the right moment and follow it in these intricate paths as the little ball thing that you follow moves. And the cool thing about it is that it's in rhythm to the music that plays in each dance. So, like, basically this game will test your hand-eye coordination and dexterity with the stylus, as well as your rhythm sense. Because if you're really good at placing the stylus on the screen right when this little symbol shows up and starts moving, and if you can move in the path really precisely and without making mistakes, like, going outside the path and, at the right speed to follow the cursor, you'll, really get good at the dancing in this game, and you'll get really high scores at all the dances. And I'm proud to say that I actually got a perfect score, meaning I didn't make a single mistake on the quick step in the standard category the first time I did the quick step, so yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. I credit my musical background and inherent sense of rhythm you know, and also my guitar dexterity, because I'm a guitarist. I credit my musical ability for giving me an advantage. But yeah, that's the dancing. Getting into a dance, like setting up for it, you'll be able to pick like your outfit and what dance you want to do. Like, you can pretty much pick whatever dance you want to do of the things you've unlocked at any moment. And yeah, it was pretty fun. Dancing in this game was pretty fun and musical and rhythmic, and it was great. Now, I guess I should, you know, talk a little bit more about the sparse gameplay that happens in between dancing. And put quite simply, it's the day-to-day life of a princess, just going around these few little locations in this magical kingdom, and it's kind of like a visual novel presentation, in that you'll pretty much go around to places, and each place you go, you have a couple options of things to do almost always. You can just look around or leave, and you know, you'll run into the princes in the story. There's like 5 or 6 of them in all, and you'll eventually get into little like scenarios where you'll get a chance to like go out and do stuff with them. Like, they're almost like little dates or something, and you'll get to like often choose from a few different options of things to do or say with a given prince you're spending time with, and it can affect your relationship with them. And speaking of relationships, like, you pick an astrological sign at the start of the game, and each prince has an astrological sign, and I don't know definitively if there's like chemistry going on with those signs and which prince you get along with, but I suspect there might be. And basically, the different choices you make will affect your relationships with the princes, and you'll have this little like love meter with each one, and basically it's a percentage thing where if you get to 100% with any one prince, you're pretty much destined to make that guy your partner in dancing. And there's not really a way to reverse it. Like, if you get on a path of, you know, like really hitting it off with one of the princes, you're kind of stuck, and you can't really, there's no really method available of rejecting him and, like, you know, deciding, oh, I don't want this guy, I want to go out with this prince. Like, so you got to be careful of that. I'll just warn you of that as someone who played through this game and tried to go after my favorite prince. And another little warning I'll give you is, like, it may not be as easy as you think it might be to get the prince you want to be your partner. Like, I spent a long time in this game going after the guy who I thought was the best. I thought he was definitely the most outstanding prince of them all. And I just kept trying to give this guy signals and be nice to him and get him to dance with me, and like, I had such a hard time. It was ridiculous. Like, this guy just could not take a hint. Like, I bent over backwards to be nice to him, okay? And it took me until, like, I want to say like 5 days until the frickin' ball was about to happen, and this guy still would not acknowledge me and acknowledge my love and be my prince and partner for the dance. So screw that. That was just kind of bullshit, to be honest. Instead, I had like all these other losers going after me, trying to get me to be their partner, and oh, they were just annoying total loser princes. This one Vince is just this immature little shit, totally immature. He plays pranks all the time. He does not have any sense of propriety. Immature little shit. That's what Vince is. Screw him. Luciano is an idiot who can't find his way around the kingdom at all. He has no sense of direction. He's just a loser. Totally stiff and conceited as well. Screw him. Caesar is full of himself, total narcissist. I don't want to have anything to do with that guy, and yet he was always coming on to me everywhere I went in this game. Obnoxious. Okay, obnoxious. So screw Caesar. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I guess I should say this game, this game will test you in trying to go after your favorite prince. Like, it's probably a pretty realistic love simulator kind of, relationship simulator kind of game in that way. So yeah, a few other things will happen in the story, a few little random events. Some of it sort of feels like just, I don't know, lighthearted anime filler, but it's fun. Fun little things happen in your time in this magical kingdom. Little dramatic situations will pop up here and there, but of course they get resolved. This is it's definitely a game geared towards children. Yeah, definitely a young audience, so nothing too heavy is going to happen, nothing too dramatic, and it's going to have a happy ending. Happy fairy tale ending. So, yeah, that's not a surprise. That's pretty much the gameplay. I don't have too much to talk about in terms of visuals and audio. I mean, for the audio, most of the music you'll hear are the different themes that play in the different dances. Each dance you perform will have its own song accompaniment set to it. And some of them are they're like standard, well-known classical pieces. I'm not maybe as cultured as I could be in this kind of music and ballroom dance, which is basically the type of dance that's in this game, but I recognized one or two little songs. Waltz of the Flowers from Nutcracker I recognized right away because I've attended quite a few stagings of the Nutcracker in the little town that I've grown up in. So that was cool. It was cool to have some actual, kind of famous classical pieces pop up in the dances. So that's the audio. No voice acting really at all in this game. Visuals. So, the graphics in the dances, basically what happens is, the stylus movements you have to make on the bottom screen will be happening simultaneously with an animation of the dance happening on the top screen of the DS. And it's kind of hard to watch the dancing happening because you're trying to perform all the little steps with your stylus and pay attention to that. At the same time the dancing is appearing on the top screen. But if you do get a chance to look at it, and I did eventually when I got good enough at multitasking, you see that it's kind of primitive looking in its graphics. The princess you play as and whatever prince you're dancing with, their character models look kind of blocky and awkward while they're dancing. Think Nintendo 64 style graphics to give you an idea of what to expect. Other than that, the main locations you visit throughout the game have pleasant backgrounds that are nice and colorful to look at, and bright and cheerful, as befits a magical kingdom. And also the character avatars that appear like next to dialogue boxes, those look pretty nice. Like, they're pretty adorable anime styled portraits, so those look good. That pretty much sums up all the main points I wanted to get to for the review. Yeah, it's a pretty solid game. One complaint I did forget is, so the outfits that you get, basically, you get these magical accessories, and they transform you, transform you into wearing these different outfits, like different dresses and stuff. And the complaint I have with it is that you kind of get thrown these outfits kind of haphazardly, sort of randomly throughout the events of the game. The story just tosses you out here, here's a magical accessory here and there, just, kind of randomly throughout the game, and you don't have much control over when and what accessories you're getting, and hence what outfits you can wear. And my issue with that is that I'm a princess. I should be able to be spoiled, and I should be able to wear whatever outfit I want, okay? If I see that dress over there and I want to wear that while I dance, I should be able to do that, okay? And it's just ridiculous. I mean, you're a princess and you can't have more control over your wardrobe and what you're gonna wear while you're dancing. It's a little important, I think, and something a princess should have a right to, like, clearly. So, that rubbed me the wrong way completely. I mean, I should be able to wear whatever dress I want while I'm dancing. I should. So that was ridiculous. But the dancing is fun. The dancing is fun in this game. It really tests you. Like, it tests your hand-eye coordination, and it was just really fun progressing my skills with the stylus, and just the rhythms and patterns it gives you to follow, and the dance steps are varied, and some of them are crazy. Like, on a simple level, it'll have you just making little circles and stuff, but it eventually gets so complicated that you're doing things like making figure eights and making these little twirly movements, and sometimes you're even doing like these jagged zigzags in combination with the more fluid circular movements and stuff with the stylus, and it keeps you on your toes, because some of the more difficult songs, like the quick step, which I did perfect first try, will really change up the speed of the patterns you have to follow on your touchscreen, and it'll throw you off. Like, you gotta be on it and ready for the next dance step, and you gotta be quick sometimes. You gotta be quick, really quick. And if you're not quick, you'll just like mess up. And if you mess up, like, I want to say like 3 or more times consecutively, like, the dance will just end. Like, you're done. You're done. You screwed up. You failed. So it's very serious business. Not that I ever failed. I mean, I pretty much danced perfectly every time, except for once or twice when I tried to fail on purpose just to see what would happen. Because I'm a pretty skilled princess when it comes to dancing. But that's Princess Debut. It's a fun game. Try it if you're brave enough to think that you can handle the intensity of an Otome game. That's my review. Peace out.